Hello buddies. Welcome to Quick Movie. Today I will explain the Drowned Giant film. In the start of movie we see three researchers are shown strolling towards the ocean side toward the start of the film. This anecdote about the dead giant will be told to us by one of Stephen's men. 2 days ago, there was a gigantic tempest in this ocean. Subsequently, a dead giant appeared on the ocean front. What's more, the anglers were shocked when they saw the giant. They advised the police, be that as it may, nobody trusts them. As individuals visit the ocean side, they have just Goliath stories to tell. The researcher chooses themselves to visit the ocean side. They were watching the giant before them. They have heard ordinarily about it. There were many individuals who came to see the giant. None was touching him, everybody was frightened of him. Stephen and his men gauge his weight to associate with 80 tons. Stephen claims that expecting a giant's age is incredibly troublesome. Stephen says while seeing his nose and eyes, he is a young giant. The researchers were exploring while at the same time remaining close to the giant body. During this, Stephen goes close to that giant's hand. It was seeming to be a lake. His hand was huge to such an extent that it has all the earmarks of being a lake. After the water gathers in it, little fishes were swimming in it. Stephen says the most stunning thing more than the size of the giant is that these giants actually exist. They analyze individuals remaining around the ocean with the Goliath. They are deficient duplicates of the monster. Stephen was stunned in the wake of seeing them. In the interim, his associate goes potential gain the giant. She illuminates individuals present that he is protected. Hearing it, they all get on the body of the giant. They become cheerful subsequent to doing this. Somebody was living it up, bobbing on the giant's body. Stephen doesn't touch him, not even goes on it. Then again, his partners were making notes about the Goliath. The quantity of individuals who played with the Goliath was waning over the long haul, since everybody was going to their homes. Stephen again comes here following 3 days. His advantage has improved in that Goliath, he asserts, he isn't dealing with any issue while watching out for the giant. The giant appeared to be more alive than individuals around him. He sees a few children were sliding on the giant. Certain individuals were getting ready to cut this giant. He chooses to stop late close to the giant. So there will be none close to giant. Approaching the giant, he sees that Goliath is rotting. His body parts were looking bizarre. He sees a young lady on that Goliath's ear. She was involving the giant's ear as a seat. Stephen sees the giant's young look is vanishing. Presently he isn't looking youthful. He demonstrates for remaining for quite a while in the ocean. His tissues were harmed. Because of it, his body was harmed. Stephen sees a bug on that Goliath's face. It was going inside his mouth. Stephen was thinking the giant will be rotted before the bug shows up. Stephen goes in the giant with fortitude. Subsequent to getting on the chest of the Goliath, he was seeing giant's arm. It was completely rotted. Different parts were being eaten by the bugs and birds. Here, something odd covers his eyes. It was giving a lake's shift focus over to his eyes. Stephen thinks while seeing his shadow in his eyes, the aggravation being rotted is not exactly the aggravation which the depression gave him. Then, at that point, he leaves. The following day, Stephen sees the monster's arms and legs were rotted. Presently he was gazing at his body. The giant's body was being offended. There was, in all honesty, the people who were offending him. Indeed, even the giant was likewise a human-like animal. The following day, arriving at the giant, he sees the Goliath's head is likewise eliminated. The birds and bugs are eating the Goliath. Without a head, his body wasn't seeming to be people. With it, Stephen's relationship with the giant crumbled. That was made by the dead body. Then, at that point, he didn't come to the ocean side for certain days. After certain weeks when he comes to the ocean side, seeing it he gets stunned. The giant is totally drained. There is just left the rotted brace of the giant. Presently they all lose interest in the giant. Individuals fail to remember the passage of the monster after certain months. There were the various pieces of the giant as enhancement pieces all over the place. At some point, while cycling, Stephen sees the skull of the giant in the ground. That's what he trusts. Assuming he will likewise find the eyes and nose bones. As per Stephen, the enhancement pieces were all around made by the giant's bones. Then the recollections that utter Stephen. A portion of the body portions of the monster were likewise positioned in the carnival. The researcher says the person who has seen the giant, they think of him as the beast. Who was dead. As far as he might be concerned, the giant was as yet alive. In his fantasies, he regularly sees the giant leaving his city. To return to the ocean, he was gathering his body parts from the city. This film gives us a profound message. How does a human enter others' lives and have an effect on them? He shows individuals and gains from individuals. At the point when he leaves the world, individuals fail to remember him. Even days, long stretches of time elapsed. None recollects that him. Similarly, we found in this film how a giant showed up and drew in others, then, at that point, something occurred, and nobody recollects that him after days, months, and years have passed. As a matter of fact, this is the harsh reality of human existence. Individuals recollect a human till he stays alive. In the event that the human kicks the bucket after certain days, individuals fail to remember him. Thanks for watching. Please like my video and subscribe my channel for more videos.